Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, iRacing fans from around the world, well, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to the 4th annual Turkeydega, brought to you by Kma Racing and Over the Top Paints and Designs. Check them out on Facebook at the Paint Shop. Big shout out there to John Hedrick for painting up the wonderful trucks that we're going to see out here tonight in this 100-lap special event. All right, folks, here we are. We're sitting off here at Talladega Super Speedway on this 2.66 mile track. Got some great weather out here tonight. And I tell you what, folks, we have got ourselves a completely full field. A lot of drivers have come out to join us tonight. Let's go on and take a look at some of these drivers out here tonight on our qualifying grid. Out there on the very front line, we have got Everett Lane with a 53.431, side by side with Mark Jackson with a 53.433. James O.O. Brown in third position. Freeman Kelly sitting back in fourth. Johnny Smith in the number 75 in fifth, and Travis Browder, a favored driver out here tonight, sitting in sixth. Alan Larson in seventh. Jack Watts representing Southeast, sitting in 8th position. Donald Stewart in 9th, side by side with Gary Whitmer Jr. Want to give a big shout out there to Gary Whitmer Jr. and GW Graphics for organizing up the wonderful video we saw at the beginning of tonight's broadcast. Sitting back in 11th position, we've got David Johnson. Pat Rouchet in 12th position. Michael Johnson and Jason Hughes for 13th and 14th. Tim Campbell, Ronald Klein, 15th and 16th. And in 17th, we have got Scott Leitner. John Pansula sitting back in 18th. Jay Dargett, Trevor Pertelli, 19th and 20th at the halfway point of tonight's grid. 21st, we have Anthony Poston. Edward Bray with Black Talon in position 22. 23 belonging to Lee Staples. Danny Rudy sitting back in 24. Rick D. Smith in 25th, and Jake Ritchie, position 26. 28th belonging to Sean Dewar. Trent Drum in 29th, along with Ivan Garcia in position 30th. 31, our Tuesday night sponsor, Jason Russo. Tristan Beats back in 32nd. 34th belonging to John Henderson. Brian Tribble in 35th. William Wise in position 36. Lloyd Saunders out of Canada in the number 37. Kevin Scott Nelson, position 38. Joel Guy sitting back in 39. Ben Gear in 40th. Devin Armstrong in 41st, and Travis Zudima sitting back in 42nd. John Hedrick, the man of the night, the painter. Check him out on Facebook at iRacing, the paint shop. Over the Top Paints and Designs, John Hedrick in the rear of the field. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to kick off 100 laps in the 4th annual Turkeydega. Big shout out to the fans. Big shout out to all of the drivers that have come out here tonight. Huge field sitting out here with Everett Lane leading us off. 100 laps at Talladega. I tell you what, folks, got to be honest with you. Sometimes they can go really, really well. Sometimes they can go really, really bad. And we've got a lot of team competition out here tonight. We have got Cora Championship Online Racing Association. James Brown, Everett Lane, Alan Larson, and John Pansula. KMA Racing, too many drivers to name. Loose Lugnuts, too many drivers to name. Southeast Motorsports being represented by Jack Watts. We've got the KMA Young Guns being represented by Tristan Beats. Freeman Kelly flying solo. And Johnny Smith, Michael Johnson, and Travis Browder going to be trying to hook up tonight. And we are away with Everett Lane and Mark Jackson leading us off for 100 laps in the 4th annual Turkeydega. Away we go, folks. Off to a very clean start out here tonight. Going to be seeing a lot of 3-wide action out here. That is guaranteed, folks. We had an hour of practice out here, and that is all we saw during the practice sessions was 3-wide. But right now, the drivers are staying double file. Front 6 out there, tighter than a hair in a biscuit. Sitting along about 12th, 13th position. Pack is starting to spread out. Talking to a few drivers out here early on, they were talking about whether or not to qualify. Now, if you're not a very good qualifier, the worst thing you can actually do is qualify, because you don't want to be in the hornet's nest in about position 15, 16. You know the big one's going to happen. You don't want to be caught up in it. Now, if you're a strong qualifier such as Everett Lane and Mark Jackson, they right now are in an extremely safe position out here on lap 1 of 100. Field already being divided up into 2 distinct packs. Second pack, there is the Hornet's Nest, but a lot of distance back there. Ivan Garcia in the number 72 in position 27, looking very, very sharp. Now, as we do race our way around this track tonight, we're going to be taking a lot of looks at these trucks out here, the Chevy Silverados and the Toyota Tundras. A lot of drivers have gone to a lot of trouble out here to paint up turkey trucks for our amusement. Speaking of one of those drivers, Jake Ritchie in the number 23 turkey truck, brought to you by Over the Top Paints and Designs, being pushed on by the Loose Lug Nuts driver, number 31, Lloyd Saunders, with an Elmer Fudd truck. Looking very sharp out here tonight in that number 38 Elmer Fudd, hailing out of Canada. Big shout out there to all the Canadians out there rooting on Lloyd Saunders in the 4th annual Turkeydega. Ben Gear in the number 19 in position 31, showing off his love for Thanksgiving. Kid-based truck. Very sharp looking. Showing the turkey up there on the hood. Ben Gear, position 31. John Henderson in the number 111 and the charged Citrus, working with the number 224 of Kevin Scott Nelson alongside the number 32 Loose Lugnut driver William Wise. And the man of the hour is the number 5, John Hedrick, near the rear of the field. I want to give a big shout out there to John Hedrick, making us all look very, very pretty on this very special holiday weekend, Thanksgiving weekend. Hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. Hope you're lucky enough, like myself. I'm going to be doing it again tomorrow with the other side of the family. Big shout out there to John Hedrick, Over the Top Paints and Designs. Checking in on our race leader, Mark Jackson in the number 3. Turkeydega. Who will be the first turkey to bring out the caution? Because I tell you what, folks, you know it's going to happen. You know it's a-coming. We don't want it to happen. We'd like to go caution-free out here tonight, but I tell you what, we have got the pick of the litter out here tonight on lap 5. 95 to go on this 2.66 mile speedway. Hey, a big shout out there to Dave Acacia. Rooting on, kicking asphalt, teammates Jason and Kevin. Well, I tell you what, let's go check in on Jason Russo and see how he is doing. He is back here sitting in position 33. Kevin Scott Nelson sitting back in position 35. Kicking asphalt right now, hanging out near the rear of the field on lap 6. Big shout out there too, Over the Top Paints and Designs. Not only does he do turkey trucks, he does custom paint designs, such as the Pro Automotive, our Tuesday night sponsor, Jason Russo, onto the tail end of the number 91 of Joel Guy, onto the tail end of the number 19 of Ben Gear. Jumping up to mid-pack with Michael Johnson in the 004, side by side with the number 7 of Trevor Pertelli. Number 29, Danny Rudy, keeping a very close distance off of the number 7 with the 01 of John Pansula, representing Cora Championship Online Racing Association. Check out James Brown and Alan Larson in their Sunday Money Series League. Number 29 getting a big run, putting that hammer down, putting the pedal to the metal. Coming around, the number 34 of David Johnson. Sean Dewar sitting in position 18, representing Old School Motorsports. That is a ton of truck out there, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Whitmer in the number 5, looking very sharp, in front of the number 58 of Jason Hughes. Kind of like that number 58 truck, looking very sharp. Number 75, Johnny Smith. Talking about beer money racing on the rear end of the number 75 of Johnny Smith. Number 27 of Alan Larson, representing Max Mount. Now, I tell you what, folks. You know, here at Kma Racing, we are huge supporters of PAD, but in association with PAD, we have got Max Mount, number 27 of Alan Larson. Now, what this is a portable suction cup holder for your cell phone. You just pop it right up onto the dashboard of your car, and it keeps that phone out of your hands, and caution is out. Taking a look at the number 72 of Ivan Garcia in the Tide Chevy Silverado, and whoops, there it is. Whoops, there it is. Contact between the number 23 and the number 72. 23 coming down. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I do not know. I'm going to let you call it. We're going to get you back one more position right there. One more view. See if we can figure out exactly what happened with the number 23 and the number 72. Well, I'll tell you what, that view right there, that tells us Jack. Let's back it up one more time here onto the rear end of Ivan Garcia. Ooh, looks like the 23 possibly coming up into the 72. Let's watch that line of the number 72. Solid in lane. Oh, number 23 getting into the number 72 of Ivan Garcia, bringing out our first caution of the night. Back up on live action with Everett Lane slowing way down to 70, 69, 68, waiting for that pace car to get caught up underneath our first caution of the night here in the 4th annual Turkeydega. Well, I tell you what, folks, that is about what I was estimating, about 10, 15 laps in for our first caution to come out. Pace car is catching the field. Everett Lane falling in line. Big shout out there to Kristen Phillips, lovely bride-to-be of Mark Jackson. Big shout out to Mama Patty, lovely mother of Mark Jackson. I tell you what, folks, I have actually talked on the phone with Mama Patty, and she is a lot of fun. She's out here rooting on her boy, Mark Jackson. Everett Lane out there on that front line. See if we can get a chat in with Everett Lane. Well, how about it, Everett? Everett Lane.
How about you, Scotty?
Well, how about it, Everett?
Hey, buddy, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. How you feeling tonight on this lovely turkey weekend? Oh, I tell you, that's better than my sound file. I'll have to record that for next year. I tell you what, you're looking good out there. Early caution out here on lap 10. Looked like a little bit of you weren't quite clear on a driver. How is the field's temperament out here on this holiday race?
Well, we got a good full field tonight. I'm excited to see that. You know, we got a lot of drivers, and you know, you're going to a lot of drivers. You're going to have some incidents out here, but we're going to try to keep the nose on this fast lane Chevy pickup truck tonight and see if we can't bring her home to victory lane.
All right, copy that. And I see you've got your standard flame paint job on there, looking very sharp. You're up there running with the boys from Kma Championship Online Racing Association. Are you hoping to get hooked up with James Brown, Alan Larson, John Pansula? And if so, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah, we're going to stick together. We're all the same team speak tonight, so we're going to work together. We're going to do a 3 pit stop race tonight, just try to keep our noses clean on these vehicles so we can be around at the end.
All righty. Anybody you want to give a big shout out to? Anybody out there keeping an eye on you tonight?
Just KMA. I love racing over here with you guys. Scott, you do a great job up there announcing booth. I just love racing over here on Saturday night.
We love having you here, Everett. Fast Lane Racing. Good luck to you, brother.
Thank you, Scott. Good luck.
Big shout out there to Everett Lane. Doing a good job out here. Leading 7 laps. Awesome time by Everett Lane. Gary Whitmer Jr. Want to get a big chat in with Gary Whitmer Jr. How about it, Gary Whitmer? You got a copy?
I got you, Scott.
All righty. First of all, you're looking very sharp in that '05 Turkeydega truck. Talk to me about the Turkeydega truck.
Yeah, the Turkeydega truck was put up by Overtop Paints and Designs. Your one and only John Hendricks, probably one of the best painters out here in iRacing. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to John. I give him my 5 because he normally races number 5, so I went to 05 tonight for him.
All righty. Also want to give you a big shout out to that wonderful, awesome looking introductory commercial that we had. Tell us a little bit about what goes into the video editing process.
Oh, wow. It's a lot of hours, a lot of editing, a lot of putting little things together, details. That one took about 45 minutes to render. That's when it puts the package all together and makes it complete. Then you put the pictures, videos, moving objects, whatever it may be.
Well, I tell you what, Over the Top Paints and Designs and GW Graphics making the Turkeydega look extra special. Looking forward to the Sanadega coming up on December 23rd. Talk to me about your night very quickly before I let you go.
Yeah, it's been I'm gonna try to stay up front and see what happens. It's a pretty big field, so it's a lot of give and take.
All righty, good luck to you, Gary Whitmer. Also, want to let you know that we are praying for Mama Whitmer out there not feeling too good these days. We have spread that word amongst our teammates. You got a lot of brotherhood out here. Praying for Mama Whitmer.
Thank you, guys.
Big shout out there to Gary Whitmer with GW Graphics, making us look very, very pretty out here. You can check him out on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel. Search for GW Graphics. Now, Gary's grandmother, a little bit under the weather, but I tell you what, she is 97 years old. Can you imagine being at 97 and the things that you would have seen out there over the course of 97 years? So God bless Mama Whitmer, and we are keeping her in our prayers. Underneath our first caution of the night, lap 12 of 100. Everett Lane out there on the front line, leading 8 laps. Mark Jackson leading 4. Quick chat in with Mark Jackson. How about a Mark Jackson? You got a copy?
Scott.
Mark, talk to me.
Man, what a start to this race, man. Incredible. We went 11, 12 laps here at the beginning of this thing. Pretty intense up front. Really excited to be here in the KMA Turkeydega.
All righty, well, I know we're getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing, so I want to give you a minute to say hi to Mama Patty before I cut you loose.
Oh, thank you, man. Mama, I love you. Happy Thanksgiving up there. We had some problems getting the broadcast going, but we got her hooked up tonight, so it's all good, man. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there watching on YouTube. KMA, Over the Top Paints and Designs. We're gonna hopefully we can run this thing out of green flag.
Right.
It's looking pretty good, so we're gonna see what we can do about all that.
All right, good luck to you, Mark Jackson. Sounds like you got some background fans rooting you on, so good luck to you, brother.
Thank you, Scotty. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
We're going to go onto the rear end of Mark Jackson during this restart and see what Mark Jackson can do with it. Getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing in this very special KMA event, the 4th annual Turkeydega. Race fans, I want to hear from you. Who do you think is going to win the 4th annual Turkeydega? Now I'm going to talk about some of these favored drivers. Mark Jackson, a favored driver. Everett Lane, no stranger to victory lane. Travis Browder, he may be the man to beat tonight. Jason Russo, Gary Whitmer. Over on the Loose Lug Nuts team, Jason Hughes, a complete powerhouse out here. Billy Wise out here racing with his father, Thomas Wise. That's got to be pretty special. Tim Campbell in the number 89. Tell you what, that man is no stranger to victory lane. Right alongside Brian Tribble and Scott Leitner. Big shout out there to Scott Leitner, another fellow painter. Check them all out on the Paint Shop on Facebook. Back to Green Flag Racing in the 4th annual Turkeydega. Pace car is in. And boogity, boogity, boogity. And away we go. Gobble. Mark Jackson a little bit hesitant on this restart as the top 4 get a very good jump off of Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson sitting in 5th position. Number 21 of Freeman Kelly, Travis Browder, hot on the heels of Mark Jackson. Straight line formation. Freeman Kelly going to that outside lane. Mark Jackson up to the outside, onto the inside. Which way do we go? Travis Browder down to that inside. John Pansula up to that upside. Freeman Kelly going 3 wide, splitting that needle. That is the 0-1 John Pansula. We are 3 wide. Oh, there goes the number 27. There goes Mark Jackson going for a ride. Caution may not fall. Let's back that up, ladies and gentlemen. We are under Green Flag Racing, but we are looking at the number 27 of Alan Larson with a bumper hook from Mark Jackson. Round goes Alan, round goes Mark. Mark Jackson going for a ride, but all is not lost, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Jackson has one backup vehicle, but unfortunately, Mark Jackson getting into the rear end of Alan Larson, not bringing out our second caution of the night. Back up to live action with James O.O. Brown, our race leader. One driver in trouble, falling way back. Staying with those leaders, James Brown, Freeman Kelly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Talladega. Becky Whitmer rooting on the 0-5 tonight for the win. 0-5, Gary Whitmer sitting in 8th position at the bottom of your television. Onto the rear end of John Pansula. On that outside lane, we have got Everett Fast Lane, being pushed on by the number 75 of Johnny Smith with the number 51, Travis Browder, tied in tow, and down moves Everett Lane. Down, down, down goes Everett Lane to that inside lane in front of James O.O. Brown. Becky Whitmer saying ouch out there on that KMA TV chat, and you are absolutely right. That was a big ouch for Alan Larson and Mark Jackson. But I tell you what, one thing about Talladega, you're guaranteed 2 cautions. So what Mark and Alan both need to do, they need to go in, get their backup vehicle, get back out here, win Not if, not if, not if. When the next caution flies, they will put themselves in position to get that free pass. They'll be back on that lead lap, and they can still bring her home. Now, as I mentioned, all of these drivers, there is lap traffic of Mark Jackson. As I mentioned, all of these drivers are allowed one backup vehicle. So right now, Mark Jackson on his backup truck. If damage is required to that number 3 of Mark Jackson, he may as well hang up the hat for the night. This is the 4th annual Turkeydega. We've had a really great week this week out here racing with Kma Racing. We were at Homestead, Miami this week. Wonderful race last night. We had one caution coming out on lap 9, and then we went caution free. Donald Stewart taking home that win in our Friday Night Flight Series. Thursday, 3 early cautions at Daytona, and then caution free for about 72 laps, I do believe. Tuesday night, 1 caution coming out on lap 94 at Homestead. Jack Watts winning that one. And in our Monday Night Mania Series at Homestead, I do believe we had 2 cautions, with Donald Stewart winning that one, and Donald Stewart winning 1 week ago Saturday at Homestead in the Loose Lug Nut Series. Donald Stewart with 3 wins this week. All 3 coming off at Homestead. Johnny Smith making his way up there to that front line. Johnny Smith started 5th place position. He has ran a fast lap of a 48.918. Last lap of a 49.001, being pushed on by Travis Browder. Now, Travis Browder and Johnny Smith, they are on the same radio channel. Radio frequency is extremely important out here. You got to hook up, you got to talk, you got to communicate. Number 24 of Everett Lane, not in the same channel as his pusher, the number 58 of Jason Hughes. Jason Hughes out here tonight representing Loose Lug Nuts, doing a hot job out here. And look at that pack. Ladies and gentlemen, there's got to be at least 20 million trucks, but they are coming up onto some lap traffic. Well, you know, lap traffic at Talladega, it can give you a fit. It can give you a complete fit. Let's keep an eye on this lap traffic and see where this lap traffic does go. It is customary for that lap traffic to head up into that high lane. Time will lap traffic going down. Well, thank you, lap traffic. That was mighty sweet of you. Going in-car camera with James O.O. Brown. Going to put you in that driver's seat and let you listen to those engines roar. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Listen to the roar. Caution is out. Take a look at the number 9. The number 9 of, let's see. Well, it's actually calling it on the 13th, but look at that number 9 getting loose, and the number 4 across the bow of the number 37. Tough break there. Not sure what happened to the number 9 of Pat Rouchet. Getting squiggly wiggly. Enough to throw off the number 004. Drivers barely able to slow her down. Still not the big one, though, ladies and gentlemen. Still not the big one. 004, Michael Johnson, going for a ride in the Camping World Series Chevy Silverado. Tough break there for Michael Johnson. Bringing out our second caution of the night on lap 22 of 178 to go. 6 lead changes, 2 cautions, totaling out 5 laps. Everett Lane still out there in front. To pit or not to pit. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned, this is Talladega. This is going to be where your strategy comes into play. As these cautions wear on, drivers are going to become a little bit more aware that, hey, I done used up my spare truck. So now I got to be really super careful. And I tell you what, you know, the frontliners going into pit row, there's going to be a couple of drivers there in the back taking that gamble, saying, you know what, I got a backup truck already, you know, so I'm good to go. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to run like hell. I'm going to ride like the wind. And then we're going to go caution free and they're going to win the race. You got to be very aware of the strategy out here tonight. As we sit in the pit row, Freeman Kelly is our race leader. Freeman Kelly not going into pit row. Interesting little strategy. Let's talk to Freeman about that and see exactly what is on Freeman Kelly's mind. Freeman, have you got a copy?
Yes, I have a copy, Scott.
Well, sir, you didn't pit. What's up with that?
I just believe we'll get another caution before I have to pit. I got enough gas for about 20 more laps, so...
Well, you know, I was talking about that with our fans out there on the KMA TV chat, and I had said that, you know, some of these drivers got their clean truck and the front runners are going to go into pit row, and then somebody's not going to go into pit row, and then we're going to go into caution-free racing, and they're going to win the race. Is that what you're banking on, or are you really banking on one more caution?
I'm banking on one more caution, but I just want to try to stay out front and stay out.
Well, I tell you what, you're looking good. Now, we're taking a little walk around the Toyota Tundra in the number 21, and we've got a Facebook at F. Kelly Drone. Talk to me about the drone. You are the man.
Yes, I like to fly my drones and stuff around different places and make videos about it from places that I visit and stuff.
All right, and have you got other than Facebook, have you got anywhere else we can find your information at?
I have a YouTube profile. It's if you look at Freeman Kelly Drone or search on YouTube, you can find some of my videos.
All right, big shout out there to Freeman Kelly, the guy with the drone. Good luck to you, Freeman.
Thank you.
Sitting in second position, we have got Lloyd Saunders. Now, Lloyd is out here looking very, very sharp. You know, I'm a big Looney Tunes fan. I'm a big fan of all the cartoon dudes. Oh, hey, there's Lloyd. How you doing, brother? Lloyd, have you got a copy?
I gotcha.
All right.
2 seconds here. Hold on. I got to shut something off.
All right. We're going to wait on Lloyd to shut something up. Probably the barking dog. But I tell you what, Lloyd's looking really sharp out there in that Elmer Fudd turkey hiding behind a tree. Did you paint that up?
As a matter of fact, I did.
Well, tell me all about it.
Well, I figured Thanksgiving, who shoots turkeys more than Elmer Fudd?
I thought he's out there getting busy with the rabbits, but I've seen him do a turkey or two.
That's true.
All righty. Well, welcome to the 4th annual Turkeydega. 2 cautions and 25 laps. How are we doing out here tonight? Are we doing good? Are we doing bad?
I started 35th and in between cautions and getting 10 spots at a time. So this time I figured I'd stay out, seeing how somebody did. So I at least got a partner that's going to have to pit when I do.
Well, that's right. You and Freeman are going to be on that same load. Now, if we go caution-free, you definitely have got a shot at it. But do you think these cautions are over, Lloyd?
Well, in all honesty, I hope so. I'd like to see it go green flag the whole way, and that should work out towards the end now, for me anyway.
All right, now I got one more question for you, sir. I'm gonna pick on you a little bit. You're one of them Canadian fellas. Most of our drivers that we have here within Loose Lug Nuts KMA, they're from North Carolina. They're from South Carolina, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana. You, sir, have come quite a long ways. You're staying up late. You're like in 4 different time zones. Is that going to be a factor in your race tonight?
Oh, no, I'm good to go. And quite honestly, I had my turkey last month. So these guys got a full belly.
Well, last month. Okay, now I'm going to keep you on here because now I'm really confused. Turkey last month. Mine was 2 days ago.
Yeah, actually here in Canada, our Thanksgiving was, I think, October 12th or 14th.
Is it based upon the same concept as ours?
Yeah, it's the pilgrims and all that stuff, yep. Have
All
your
right.
turkey and your squash and all that stuff.
All right, well, I tell you what, we got a lot of information here coming out of Lloyd Saunders. Anybody you want to give a big shout out there to, Lloyd?
Well, a little shout out to my son there. He didn't make the race there tonight. He's sitting here watching, and I'm kind of hoping he's cheering me on. We'll see. But
well, that depends upon if you paid him his allowance, right?
Well, yeah, that too, I guess. But, other than that, every single driver in this field, I like to see a nice clean race. Let's do this thing.
All right, let's do it. Boogity, boogity. Big shout out there to Lloyd Saunders in the number 38 Turkey truck. Lloyd Saunders looking very sharp out here. Always glad to see all of these drivers out here. I do want to check in with a couple of drivers. John Hedrick near the rear of the field in the number 5. Still rolling and rolling. We have got Trevor Pertelli still out here. Travis Zudima in the number 13. Want to give a big shout out there to Travis Zudima, running for Loose Lugnuts. Now, to introduce you fans to some of our Loose Lugnuts driver, Travis Pertelli, Trevor Pertelli, Travis Zudima, Tim Campbell, Thomas Wise, Billy Wise, Scott Leitner, John Hedrick, Jason Hughes. His team calls him Smoke. David Johnson, Brian Tribble, Ronald Klein, Mark Jackson out there hanging out with the Loose Lugnut drivers tonight as well. Johnny Smith, Michael Johnson, and Travis Browder representing Maximum Velocity Racing. KMA drivers, Joel Guy, Gary Whitmer, Edward Bray, Jason Russo, Kevin Scott Nelson, just to name a few. Freeman Kelly side by side with the number 38. Lloyd Saunders. Travis Browder in 3rd, Johnny Smith in 4th. This is exactly where Travis Browder would like to be. We're going to put you in-car camera with Jason Hughes on this restart. I want you to get the feel of what these drivers out here are feeling. Big shout out there to William Wise. Unfortunately, I think William Wise may be knocked out of tonight's race. But I tell you what, William, I hope you had a good time out here. We've got several father and son duos out here. And it's really cool that you were out here to come and race with your son, Billy Wise. Billy Wise still out here fighting. In-car camera with Jason Hughes on our second restart of the night. Lap 25 of 100 in the 4th annual Turkeydega, and away they go. Jason Hughes letting that pack drift away. One truck up on the inside. No trucks up on the inside. Jason Hughes saying, whoa, I need to get some draft. Pulls down in the rear end of Sean Dewar. Sean Dewar representing Old School Motorsports. Up front, double file action one more time. And up goes Jason Hughes. Caution is out. Third caution of the night coming out unexpectedly early. And there it is right there, plain as day. Looking at the number 27 of Alan Larson and the number 31. Whoop! Slide up, and there it goes. I'm going to take you in-car action, and this is what it looks like when you hook. All right, now here we go. Here we go. Eyes on the hook. This is the hook. Smoked. And right there goes around and around and around. The 27, you got to love that view. Upside down, all around. It makes me want to do a little bit of Pointer Sisters right there. Tough break right there. Bringing out our third caution back-to-back. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that cautions breed cautions, but I tell you what, was not expecting that back-to-back caution Freeman Kelly, Travis Browder out there on that front line. Doubt very seriously if our race leaders are going to roll into pit row. Big shout out there to Jason Covington on the KMA TV chat. Out here to root on some of his favorite drivers out here within the Loose Lugnuts field. Taking a look at a couple of those drivers out here. We do have Tim Campbell. Tim Campbell looking very sharp out here. Going to get a race interview in with Tim Campbell. How about it, Tim Campbell? Have you got a copy?
Hey, Scott. Yeah, sure do.
All righty. Good to see you out here, Tim. Glad you made it. Now, we just had our round of back-to-back cautions. Well, that's no good, is it?
No, the caution's no good at all. No good racing there. Not good for the fans there.
All right, well, I tell you what, well, the broadcasting and the replay, we took them in car. They were upside down all around looking like a Pointer Sister. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Loose Lugnuts crew. Tell our fans about Loose Lugnuts, where you run. Are you speedway sluts? Are you dirt trackers? Are you short trackers? Tell us all about Loose Lugnuts.
Now we kind of run every kind of race there. Friday nights we run dirt tracks. Thursdays and Saturdays Thursday we run the trucks, and Saturday we run the Xfinity's cars, and we kind of run just all sorts of oval, mile and a half short tracks, and the super speedways.
All right, and one more time, can you go over our schedule, your schedule for our fans?
Well, the schedule we just finished up our last season, and we're starting a new season coming up pretty soon. I'm not sure of the schedule yet, but we'll be having it be posted for sure.
And you're on Facebook. Where at?
At Loose Lugnuts Racing.
All righty, now I am taking a look at the truck. I want to know all about the truck. Now, this is a Thanksgiving race, and you got some green, scary, big teeth. That's certainly not a turkey.
That's over the tops. Loose Lugnuts paint job there with John Hedrick. He likes that loose lugnut kind of symbol thing. He does a fantastic job on those paint jobs, definitely.
All righty, one more question before I cut you loose. Now, again, we're on our third caution on lap 28. For my taste of racing, last night we had one caution off of the 100 laps on Homestead. So already I'm getting a little sketchy right here. What is the atmosphere within the Loose Lugnuts race room?
Well, right now, some of them hanging back. We got a couple of us up in the front, top 15 here. And racing, everybody's just kind of hoping we get some more green flags and have a good show for the fans out there.
Now, but these cautions, they're coming out from that bumper hook. Can you talk to our fans about what's going on with that bumper hook? How do you bumper hook, and what is a bumper hook?
A bumper? Well, I'm not the best at all that stuff, but that's just getting a little too much into the corners on the guys there.
All right, well, I tell you what, you're looking very sharp. We got it up on blimp mode and got a lot of beautiful colors out there, but you in that neon green, you're standing out, brother.
Well, I appreciate it, Scott. Thanks for everything, man.
Good luck to you, Tim. Tim Campbell with Loose Lugnuts Racing doing a great job out here. Jason Hughes out here as well. Jason Hughes, always a good driver to talk to. How about a Jason Hughes? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, now we were talking with Tim recently, and we talked about you a little bit. You are a powerhouse out here on these speedways. Right now you're in 7th place. Talk to me about your night so far, because I'm thinking the cautions are a little bit heavy right now.
Yeah, anytime you're in the zone trying to just let the laps tick by, be in position for the win, cautions can kind of throw you off rhythm a little bit.
All right, we're trying to get a little bit of information about Loose Lugnuts. Tell us a little bit about Jason Hughes. What is your favorite track, and have you got a win out on that track?
Well, favorite track, I got to go with the Kansas Speedway. I'm a little biased because I live in Kansas now, so I really enjoy that track. And yeah, I've won a few times there. And Loose Lugnuts is just a group of guys, kind of like KMA. We just get together and like to race and respect each other and have some fun.
And I tell you what, talking to Tim, he's in that green design, you're in that orange design, but same basic principle. How's it feel knowing you've got one of the best painters within iRacing leading your team to victory?
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I've been racing and known John for quite a long time, so anytime I get to support my buddy, and especially when he's top notch at it, I always support.
Well, I tell you what, I would love to have an interview with John, but as always, John is a humble man, does not like to be in the public eye. So you make sure you get down there and you tell John that you were his spokesman. Anything else you would like to say before I cut you loose?
Yeah, man, I just want to thank you guys for having us over here, having the opportunity to come out and, you know, try to build a better foundation for us iRacers. And, yeah, I appreciate everything you guys do.
All
and
right.
Always over-the-top designs, baby.
All right, and one more I got to ask. Why do they call you Smoke?
Oh, man, because I get a little hot-headed sometimes, like that boy Tony Stewart that used to race.
All right, well, I tell you what, Tony Stewart was a legend, and I'm sure you'll be up there, if not already. Good luck to you, Smoke.
All right, thanks, brother.
Big shout out there to Jason Hughes. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how you're, if you're enjoying the night, but I tell you what, I am having a very good time out here tonight. How about it, Alan Larson? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, I heard you knocking on my door, sir. Are you done for the evening?
I am toast.
You are toast. Are you going to help me out the rest of the night?
Sure, I can do that.
All right, I always love the company. So, Alan, we're getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. We have got Freeman Kelly, Travis Browder, Everett Lane, Johnny Smith, and Lloyd Saunders out there on that front line, sir. But, wow, you're toast. What happened to you?
My bad. I wigged and he wagged, and I hooked his bumper, and, yeah, all hell broke loose.
Well, you know, that is the nature of the beast. Now, something I have mentioned, you know, we are coming off of our week at Homestead. And Monday, I think we had maybe two cautions, maybe. Tuesday, we had one on lap 94. And Friday, we had one on lap like 5 or 8. But this is not Homestead. Talk to us about the difference between Homestead and the Speedway as we go back to Green Flag Racing.
Yeah, this is a total different animal than this is full blast, full bore as much as you can get. There's really no letting off in the corners like you would at Homestead. You know, it's a finesse. It's not as much of a finesse track as Homestead is.
Well, we were talking to a couple of drivers about the bumper hook, and that's what we're seeing. Take us. Okay, we're going to go in-car camera. I want to go in-car camera with the number 211. Not to pick on Tristan, but I want to go in-car camera with Tristan. So get your replay where I'm at. Talk to us about what happens when we do that bumper hook.
Well, what happens is the bumpers don't match up quite just exactly right. So if you hit them just a little bit sideways when one truck is moving one way and my truck happen to be moving the other way, they kind of hook bumpers and it just turns the truck in front of you.
So it's almost like the state police when they do a pit maneuver on you.
Yeah, pretty close to that, only the pit maneuvers they try to do from the side, not from the rear.
Well, I tell you what, there's a big joke out here on the track about the drivers saying, well, you know, didn't have enough Vaseline across the rear end of my bumper. There is no Vaseline on these bumpers. Now, in practice, we saw a lot of three-wide action. Have not seen a lot of three-wide action within race. When you were down there racing, what is the general atmosphere on that track? Because we have got about 14 drivers representing KMA and about 14 drivers representing Loose Lug Nuts. Are the well, to say it politely, are the egos swaying in the wind?
Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit of that. You know, everybody wants to be up here near the front and be talked about and be on camera, and you know it's an ego thing.
But you know, I am noticing that several drivers are hanging out in the back. Ben Gear, John Pansula, Jason Russo, hanging out way in the back, looking at this field from the blimp. We have got a madhouse with our top, let's count them up, folks, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 drivers, and then they fall into straight line formation. So let's talk about Jack Watts. Now, he is in position 17, and he is just like a stone's throw off of that double file formation. What do you think is on the mind of Jack Watts?
Being in that situation, I really don't know.
Well, you know, we talk about the hornet's nest, and right now Jack Watts is in that hornet's nest, pushing onto the rear end of the number 72. In tow is the number 29. If this caution comes out in front of Jack Watts, he's going to be toast. Now, at these speedways, these drivers are given one reset. Do you think that one reset is enough?
Actually, you know, if you want to make this as realistic as you want, I'd say one reset is too many. You know, they don't get a reset on in the real race. So.
But they have a backup car, don't they?
Yeah, they do have a backup car, but not that they can bring out during the race. Once the actual race is started, that's your car that you got.
And do you think that having no resets would change the entire attitude?
I do. I honestly do. You know, I've run with Core for a long time, and we tried that, and it seemed to settle people down because they were worried about, you know, finishing the race. And if you don't have another vehicle to fall back on, then you're not going to take the chances that you would, you know.
Now, speaking of Cora, you know, I believe in sharing the wealth, and I believe that if I scratch your back, you're going to scratch my back. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time right here. Tell us all about Cora Championship Online Racing Association.
Cora is exactly that. It's a little group that was formed about 4 years ago, and we ran a very successful series called the Sunday Money Series for approximately 5 seasons. We were very transparent in that Race Points manager showed everything, how we did it, you know, what money came in, what money got paid out, and it was a very, very you know, well-run organization, and a few of us that were the leaders of it had, there's a caution. I'll continue that thought.
And we are looking for what brought out that caution. We're on John Pansula and the number 31, and you know, I am not seeing, maybe you can help me out here, but I'm not seeing what brought out that caution there, Alan. Oh, the 77 Jack Watts. There it is. 77 Jack Watts scraping that wall. But, you know, it didn't look like that was quite enough to really throw out that caution. You know, oftentimes if speeds fall below the norm, the officials will throw that caution. But Jack Watts, representing Southeast Motorsports, into the wall. And that'll bring out our 4th caution of the night. Man, tough break there for Jack Watts.
Yeah, he was definitely in the hornet's nest there. You were talking about that just a little while ago, and that's the type of things that happen.
So, you know, I'm going to tell you a little story here. You know, I don't get to race a whole lot because I'm up here in the booth. But, you know, last Thursday of last week is one of the nights I can race, and I didn't qualify. I hung out in the back along with my teammate Joel Guy, and I think we started 30th, 31st. 4 cautions later, it's like 20 to go, stayed out, had a full tank of fuel, and I ended up getting 2nd. Now Saturday, another night that I can race, same thing, and got up there with Kevin Scott Nelson, got me a 2nd place. So this week, Wednesday, same strategy, and I was dead in the water there on lap, I think it was like 27, and we were at Daytona that night. But I tell you what, talk to us about how sometimes Talladega, it can be a crapshoot.
Yeah, that it can be a crapshoot. You never know when the big one is going to happen, or if it. Well, it's pretty much more a matter of when than if. But it looks like Everett Lane and James Brown are going to stick to their strategy of the 3 pit stops. They stayed out. Everybody else pitted.
All right, we are going to get a chat in with one of our drivers here. Going to get a chat in with Johnny Smith. How about it, Johnny Smith? Have you got a copy?
Hey, Scott, how we doing?
I'm doing good, Johnny. How are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad, man. Spent about a year away from iRacing, trying to get back on the saddle.
I was wondering where you've been. You took a little vacation, did you?
Took a little vacation. Everything kind of gets to you for a little while, and got to step away for a little
It's
bit.
pretty intense, isn't it?
It is.
Well, right now, Johnny, you started out here in 5th. You're down 4 spots, down to 9th in the number 75. 4 cautions, lap 38. We're averaging about 9 green flag laps here. What is the atmosphere on the track?
It's a little bit more intense than it needs to be right now, I think. Got to just kind of calm down. We got a lot of time to go. See what happens here, though, but I think we got to calm down a little bit.
Now, something that me and Alan had been talking about last night, Kma. Well, we've been running Homestead, and we have run a total combined of 300 laps at Homestead, Miami this week, with a total count caution of, I think, maybe 6 cautions for the entire week over the course of 3 races. Tell our fans what the difference is, why we have almost already had as many cautions tonight as in our Homestead 3 races. What's up with Talladega?
It's just that patience. You know, if no one's got the patience, you got to know the guy in front of you, you got to know the guy behind you, you got to know the guy on the outside of you, and you got to have that faith in everyone around you, pretty much. But again, it all comes down to patience and just trying to take your time. When you're on those short tracks like well, not really short track, but when you're on a track like Homestead and stuff like that, it's a little bit, you know, you got more patience. You're worrying about your tires. You're worrying about everything else. Single file racing here, you're double file for pretty much the whole race, even 3 wide.
All righty, good information right there. Now, I am taking a look around the number 75. Big Game. Love the paint job. Muddy there on the side, Big Game. I know you are a good old country boy by heart. Tell us about the paint job.
Well, you know, this actually goes for I can't think of the guy's name right now, but a sprint car, because I've been doing the sprint cars an awful lot on here on iRacing, and my sprint car's painted like that, and I go, you know what, I'm going to try throwing this on my truck, and I tell you, man, this is the best paint I've ever done, and I'm loving it.
You painted that yourself?
Yes, I did.
Looking very sharp. Now, before you went on vacation, Johnny, I do remember you had a little bit of an iRacing thing going on like Kma Racing did. Tell us a little bit about, well, do you still have it going on? Are you going to restart your series?
Well, before I took that little vacation, we actually moved into dirt. We were doing sprint cars, 360s. After that series ended, like I said, I took the break. We're actually going to try to get something going here for the winter. Come in late December as we're waiting for iRacing, because you never know what surprises they're going to throw out. If they're going to throw out more tracks or not for the dirt. So we're just waiting for that new update coming from iRacing. And then, but yeah, we're going to be back full throttle dirt series. Going to be back about mid-December.
Alrighty, and I mean, you're looking very sharp out there, playing a very smart race. You've lost 3 spots. You're sitting back there in 8th position. Have you got a team that you run with? Final question, I'll let you go. Tell us about the team Johnny Smith is out here running with.
Right now, the only one I got is T-Bro, Charles Browder, and Whitey, and Whitey's way in the back here. T-Bro's been working pretty good with me up here, so right now it's just T-Bro. Hopefully me and him can keep hooking up and keep it in the front.
All right, good luck to you, Johnny Smith.
Thank you.
All righty, Alan. Unfortunately, I've got somebody else knocking on my door. Can we bring a third guy down?
Oh, absolutely. More the merrier.
All right, how about a Joel Guy? Joel Guy.
Scott, how you doing?
Well, I don't know. Maybe better than you, Joel. How are you doing?
I got knocked out.
You got knocked out. All right. You know what, Alan? I need a break. How about you converse with Joel Guy here for a minute?
All right, we can do that. How's it going, Joel?
It's going all right. I mean, you know, it's Talladega, bumper drafting, once you get rolling at top speed, something happens in front of you, right in front of you. There's no getting away from it.
Yeah, Tim. We were just talking a little bit ago about the strategy that Everett Lane and James Brown are going with there. They're kind of running team cars, and they're going to stick to their. It looks like they're going to stick to their original strategy because they said that they were going to run it on a 3 pit stop deal, and they stayed out. So they're running first and third right now, or first and second right now.
Well, the thing is, they're there. If they're running as a teammates first and second, that means that they're going to stay out front, and they're not going to take each other out trying to pass each other. They'll pass each other as one gets hot. He'll drop back, something like that. But the biggest thing is they're not in the wad in the middle where all the action's going to start happening when the laps start winding down.
Yeah, I was kind of real surprised to see them both them stay out when the whole entire field behind them pitted.
Now, Joel, go on and tell us about, we're 40 laps in. And man, we're not even halfway through the night. You got taken out. Alan's got taken out. I keep asking guys about the atmosphere. What is the atmosphere you felt? Because we started out tonight, the only driver that joined this room that did not race was me. So we are looking at a 42 car field. Man, that's a lot of egos out there at this super speedway.
Yeah, there's a lot of egos out there. There's a lot of real aggressive drafting being done. People are not drivers are not communicating to say, I need to get in front of you or something. They're just trying to force their way in front of someone, and that person's not going to let them in front of them because he's not looking at his relative and seeing that it says you need to be, that person needs to be in front of him. And that's what happened to me the last time, was I got involved in a deal like that, and that did damage to my truck, where I couldn't keep up to race speed and got in the wall when I tried to let the leaders go by.
Right now, we are on the front line view of James O.O. Brown and Everett Lane. And I tell you what, the one thing that I have noticed, these starts and restarts, well, like Negan says out of The Walking Dead, my favorite TV show, I must confess. But I tell you what, there are rules, and overall, I think the rules are being followed. The biggest problem is that gosh darn bumper hook. Talk to us about that hook.
Well, the bumper hook is bad. You can draft here, but you have to be drafting with somebody that you know how they drive, so that they don't wiggle in front of you and get you off center to where you come up and tap them in the right rear or the left rear corner. There's certain drivers out there that I can draft with and not have a problem with. There's other drivers out there that it takes everything I can to run close to them, because of the way that they go into corners and drift high, or go into corners high and cut short down low, and so forth. And if you're not aware of that and know that they're going to do it, that's when you get the bumper hooks.
So Alan, do you think we're done with the cautions? We're up there on blimp view, and right now, other than a gap up there on that inside lane with position 5 on the, it's 5th on the inside, big gap right there. Do you think we're done? Have enough drivers got taken out or fallen out? Do you think the remaining drivers are going to really ease up?
Well, we can hope that, but who knows? I mean, it's Talladega and they're racing hard.
All right, now
haven't seen the big one yet, Scott.
We have not seen the big one, but I tell you what, to avoid the big one, I want to give Alan Larson, you are a representative of Cora, and thereby Cora, like KMA, you're a representative of PAD. Now you got this really cool thing out there. Something about a max mount?
Yeah, it's a max mount device holder, I'll call it. It's not necessarily your phone. It'll hold GPSs, it'll hold everything, but it's hands-free, and it's very kind of a neat little unit. It make it in 3 different sizes. It'll hold all kinds of different. I think the last count was 400 and some different sizes of devices because it's adjustable, and it's really a neat unit. It's called the Max Mount, and it adheres to a textured dash surface, which a lot of your suction cups won't. It's got a renewable adhesive that we've got a patent on that is, you know, second to none.
So like my Chrysler Spring, it's got that ribbed dash. It's going to stick on that.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, now talk to me about price range, because you know I'm a poor man. I haven't got a lot of information here, or many here to put out. But when that phone, I get into my car and I buckle my seatbelt and I carry my phone with one of those alligator clips or kangaroo clips, and the seatbelt interferes, so I take it off and I throw it into the passenger seat. Now, that phone will go off, and I am tempted to reach over, grab that phone. Talk to me about how the Max Mount can help me out.
Well, the Max Mount can help you out is you don't have to take your eyes off the road because it's mounted right there in your dash in front of you, and you can, you know, with a Bluetooth device, you can answer it hands-free just by speaking into your Bluetooth saying answer, and you don't ever have to touch your phone. And it's really kind of a nice, neat little gadget. It's, you know, how much, you know, as far as price is concerned, you know, what's the price of a life if you were to look down and grab that phone and have a wreck, and, you know, that's what we don't want to see. And
well, I was talking to James Brown. He was talking on the outer edge of $60.
Yeah, somewhere around between 40. You know, you can get the smaller Max Mount. I think the small one is like $39.99.
But it's a one-time purchase.
Yeah, it's a one-time purchase. That's all it is.
All right, and where can we find out more information about Max Mount?
You can go to www.maxmount.com, www.maxmount.com, or you can just type in a search for Max Mount on Google, and they're on Amazon. They're at the TAs, all the TAs and Petros. They're actually not far from you up there on I-55 at the Greater I-55 Chicago Truck Plaza has them up there.
Well, oh my goodness, I avoid Chicago, but maybe they got them down there in Troy by St. Louis.
Oh, they'd have them at the TA down there in Troy, you bet.
All right, yep, definitely. Chicago a little bit scary for me, but check them out at maxmount.com. We got on 4 cautions, 15 laps, 47 of 100, almost at our halfway point. Joel, anything you'd like to comment about our race leader? Because you know who, Tebow himself, Lordy, he's up there on that front line.
Yeah, Tebow gets to the front. He's good, and he can get to the front. Now the question is, can he stay there with everybody else up there trying to take him off the front?
Well, talk to me about the competition around him. Okay, we got Tebow, we got Everett, we got James Brown, we have got Freeman Kelly, David Johnson representing Loose Lug Nuts. We talked about the egos out here earlier. So has Tebow got any help out here? Because Everett Lane, he's tighter than a hair in a biscuit. He is attached to the number 51 like a tick on a coon dog, like a bed bug sitting in a Motel 6 on an Arizona hot summer day. But I tell you what, can Tebow trust Everett Lane to carry him on through pit row at the halfway point?
Probably so. If Tebow pits at the same time that Everett and them do, since they're on a 3-pit strategy, and that's what they're staying on. Now, if Tebow's got more fuel and doesn't pit when they do, he's going to get left behind.
Alan, what are your thoughts on that? I think Tebow's a sitting duck.
Yeah, I think he's a sitting duck too, but I know that Everett and James Brown are working together. I was in the TeamSpeak channel with them earlier, and they're
Oh, he moved high. He moved high. He moved high.
Yeah, he did.
I guarantee you, Everett Lane told him, I'm hot. And he moved high to let Everett cool off.
Well, we're 3 wide with Freeman Kelly up there in that top lane. Talk to me about Freeman Kelly in that top lane. Oh, there they go. Oh, that's the big one. That's the big one.
There's the big one.
We're not even going to flash that replay. Oh, my goodness. Wow, Joel, I'm going to back this up. Joel, can you... I'm scrambling for this replay, Joel. Tell me what you're seeing.
Well, I'm seeing the, looks like the 34 and the 00 got together in the side. And I think 51 actually turned from net code, not from getting touched. But I'm watching the replay right now to see if the 51 got touched. He got touched in the left rear by the 34 when the 00 and the 34 got together.
You know, Joel, we've got it up on blip mode, and I tell you what, that was disaster in the making.
Yes, it was. I've got it on blip mode and zoomed in, and definitely it was a disaster in the making. I'm changing angles to look at and see if there was any net code involved.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will be our 5th caution of the night. We're going to take about a 2-minute break, and we're going to pay tribute to our sponsors here at the halfway point of the 4th annual Turkeydega, and we'll be right back with you here in about 2 minutes. We'll keep it on live action with our race leader, Everett Lane. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. 5th caution of the night. Michael Johnson out there in front. Wow. Great time to get an interview in with Michael Johnson. Love talking to Michael Johnson because, Joel, as you know, Michael Johnson, a big supporter of PAD. Joel, go on and take a talk with Michael Johnson about PAD.
Michael Johnson, you got a copy on me?
10-4.
How's your race going, Michael?
Not very good. I am on the backup car, and not only that, but that one is now wrecked, so not very good tonight.
I got you covered on that. I went through the same problem. Well, while I got you up here, tell us about PAD.
PADD.org, People Against Distracted Driving, and it is everything that takes your eyes off that road for a split second. That is a distraction, and we are highly against it.
I copy that. and we definitely, we run those pad races once a month to support pad, and our whole team supports pad. Hope you get your truck repaired enough that you can stay in it and finish a little bit better than where you're at now.
It's repaired as much as I'm going to repair it, so all I got to do is keep my P's and Q's straight, keep my nose clean, and hopefully I'm here at the end. All
right. Well, you have a good night, and we'll talk to you after the race.
10-4 on that. You guys have a good night.
All right, big shout out there to Michael Johnson. But I tell you what, the man of the hour, the interview we have all been waiting for is Travis Browder. Travis Browder, have you got a copy?
Hey Scott, I'm okay. How you doing?
I'm good, sir. I'm seeing you in the pedigree. Woof woof.
Yeah, it's a pedigree paint scheme for one of the KBM paint schemes.
All right, well, I tell you what, you're involved in the 4th annual Turkeydega, one of the highly anticipated races of the year. But I tell you what, at the halfway point, 4 cautions. So if we're averaging it out, we're looking at 8. I don't know, Travis. What do you think?
Hoping we'll get some green flag pit stops. I really want to see some green flag racing for sure.
All right, well, I do know that Alan had a couple of questions for you. How about it, Alan?
Hey, Travis, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Not too bad. I guess pretty much Scott covered. I was just wondering, we were talking about how your truck was running and what you thought of the race and how the intensity was out there.
Oh, yeah, it's really good racing, a lot of intense racing because it's Talladega, so anybody can win here. So we'll see what happens as we get through this race.
Well, Travis, are you on your original truck, backup truck?
What's that, Scott?
Are you on your backup truck?
Yes, I am.
Oh, so has your mentality changed?
No. Everything's going to be all good, Scott.
So you're still balls to the wall.
Patience is key.
All right, well, tell us about the 51 pedigree Woof Woof.
It's one of the Kyle Busch Motorsports paint schemes. It's like one of Kyle Busch's paint schemes, but the driver's name is Todd Gilliland, if I remember his name. Yeah, Todd Gilliland.
Alrighty. Good luck to you, Tebow.
Thank you, Scott.
All right, so Alan, wow, I don't know, 5 cautions within 54 laps. We are on an average of 10. What do you think? Alan, have you picked a driver to win yet?
I know that 00 is really hungry. He wants to win one of these really bad. It looks like he fixed up his truck. He did get a little damage from that bump together he got with the 34, but it looks like he pulled out his backup truck. And if he can keep it clean, he's hungry.
Well, Joel, what do you think? He's picking James Brown. We've got Everett Lane, Ronald Klein making his way up to 2nd position. Jason Hughes, John Pansula, Donald Stewart. You talk about hungry. Donald Stewart is starving for his 4th win. Well, Joel, who are you picking?
I'm not picking anybody yet. It's too early in the race. Too many laps left to go. They still got to make at least one more pit stop, whether it be under green or caution. And until that happens, I'm not picking anybody.
Well, Alan, now we started out with a 42-car field, and we're looking at 24 drivers. Pace car is in, so almost half the field has fallen 1 lap down or been taken out. Good race, bad race. Talladega sucks sometimes.
Sometimes it does. It's just the nature of the beast. I wish I was still out there racing. I really do, but
I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared.
I hear you.
Now there's a big gap there on that inside lane, on this outside lane. Oh my goodness, big gap on that outside lane, completely falling apart. Got about 14 trucks out there on that front line. So a lot of drivers right now hanging back. Joel, now me and you hang back a lot. We were talking about last Saturday, last Thursday. We hung back. But on Thursday, 3 days ago, my hanging back didn't help. Tell me all about the hanging back.
Well, if you're hanging back and you're with drivers that you race with all the time and you're comfortable with them, it's a good idea at super speedways until closer to the end of the race. But in this race, there's so many drivers from Loose Lug Nuts organization that are in the race that we don't normally race with, and they were mixed in with the ones that I was hanging back with, and so that's part of what caused the incident that I got involved in that made me go to my backup truck.
Now once that backup truck, it is done. So we're looking at 13 drivers out here on this lead lap. Taking a look at our top 5, we have got Ronald Klein, Everett Lane, John Pansulet, James O.O. Brown, Jason Hughes. And I tell you what, the 4 names that really jump out is Everett, John, Brown, and Hughes. But Ronald Klein out there on that front line. So Alan, talk to me about Ronald Klein and his race.
Yeah, he's a real good driver. He hasn't been around a whole lot lately, but maybe he can brush some of the rust off and get her done as well. You know, when I picked James John, I guess maybe that's kind of a sentimental pick, but you know how it goes.
Ronald Klein running with RTK Motorsports, doing a great job out here on that front line, side by side with Everett Lane. Joel, now we've raced with Everett Lane quite a bit. What are your thoughts on Everett Lane? And talk to us about the side drafting right now going on between Everett and Ronald.
Everett's a good driver. He can draft well as long as he's got somebody with him that can stay on and draft. He can stay out in front. The 01 truck's staying pretty close to him. He's backing off of him in the corners, but he's backing off too far. And when he does, then the outside line comes back up and barrels past Everett going down the straightaway. Everett can side draft. Ronald can side draft. The problem is if they get too close side drafting, we have a little nasty thing called net code. And net code will think that the trucks are closer than what they really are. And here you go with another caution if that happens.
Now we are in car with Ivan Garcia. Now Ivan Garcia, I tell you, we look at that from the blimp view, and it looks like they got like plenty of room. But now we're in car with Ivan Garcia, and I tell you what, they are tighter than a bed bug in a Motel 6 in an Arizona 90-degree room. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, they're pretty tight. They're running pretty tight up there. Maybe we got rid of most of the egos, and maybe we can run some green flags now, green flag laps now, and have some green flag pit stops. What do you think?
Now this is a special event, the 4th annual Turkeydega. We are in highly anticipation of the most anticipated race of the year, and that is the Kma Dega. Now we have had rumors, fans, that we are going to change up. We've always held the special events in the trucks at Talladega, but I don't know, after last night, we ran 100 laps at Auto Club, Alan. We had one caution. We had Wednesday night or Tuesday night, one caution. So we're talking about upping that ante to 150 laps, but changing the track to Auto Club or Miami. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, hey, I'm open for new things. Talladega is getting a little.
It's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot.
scratch shoot. I know I was at John Pantula's house the other night when he got that third place, and I think we were at Texas that night. And we had a hell of a run. That was fun.
As long as it's not Martinsville.
Yeah, thank Lord.
Martinsville wears me out.
The thing about Talladega, guys, is Talladega, you've got to depend on other drivers to bump draft with you and to draft. And that's what causes the problem. You got some drivers that can bump draft good, and some drivers that can bump draft, but they can't bump draft good.
But you know, Joel,
happens, they get in a problem.
But you know, Joel, at Homestead, Miami, we did see some bump drafting. So you take away that mile track, is it really that big of a deal, Joel?
Absolutely. If somebody was bump drafting at Miami last week, then they really won't do anything good. They were potential to cause an accident because you got braking points at Miami that you've got to hit, and if you're bump drafting and you miss one of your braking points and lay on the brakes heavy, and that car behind you or truck behind you gets into you while you're on the brakes, that's going to send you for a spin.
Taking a look at the number 60.
Yeah, it looks like 3 of the 4 of us are still up there. Wish I was up there fighting with them, man. That looks like some fun.
Well, okay, let's talk about damage. We're looking at the number 89 of Tim Campbell side by side with the 66.
Yeah,
now
he just dropped down in front of Everett Lane there, and Don Pantula and James Bond, he's right there on the outside.
Well, let's talk about damage now. We're looking at the rear end of the number 89 of 89 of Tim Campbell, and he looked like he backed into a telephone pole. Joel, is that going to cause him a problem?
It'll cause him a problem if he gets out of the draft. As long as he's in the draft and got a car in front of him and a car behind him, he can stay with the pack. If he gets to be the last vehicle in the line, he's going to lose the draft because he's not going to be able to suck up, because that's going to put air on the spoiler and slow him down.
Lloyd Sanders out there on that Kma TV chat talking about how he is in for the Talladega. So unfortunately, Lloyd Sanders out for the night. A big shout out there for Lloyd Sanders, but unfortunately his night has ended early.
Yeah, I think the reason you're seeing good green flag racing now is that there's so many drivers on their backup trucks that they're being more cautious than they were before.
Lloyd, have you got a copy?
They're hanging loose.
Lloyd, have you got a copy? Right, trying to raise Lloyd on that channel. Lloyd, have you got a copy? Alright, unfortunately, Lloyd has not got a copy, but Lloyd Saunders is out. Cameras are on. The number 78. Alan, talk to me about the number 66.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Lloyd, there you are. Are you out, Lloyd?
There we go, got you now.
Lloyd, are you out of the race?
Yeah, I'm out of the race. I went and let them do the fixing up they had to do, and took them 8 minutes, and I still only topped 141, so I backed out.
All right, well, what was the atmosphere out there tonight?
It was tough in the back. It really was. I mean, you're okay. As long as you're out front, you're fine. In the back, or even in the middle, is worse, but I don't know. It kind of looks like it's settling down a little bit now.
All right, so do you think we have seen the last caution, Lloyd?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I just looked at Travis, and I seen he got in a little wreck there a little while ago, and it wasn't good.
All right, well, I appreciate your time, Lloyd. I'm going to be back on the channel to root your teammates on.
Now, I'm going to be back next week, but I'm kind of hoping for Auto Club for Talladega. That'd be a nice race.
Well, but next week we're at Daytona all week. 4 nights at Daytona. How are you feeling about Daytona?
I like Daytona.
I don't like Daytona. I hate Daytona.
And I've grown really fond of Charlotte. I love Charlotte.
Yeah, well, I tell you what. Now, Indy. I've been thinking about Indy a whole lot. What do you think about Indy?
Actually, that's one track I haven't raced yet. Probably going to run maybe a few laps on that this week and see what it's like.
All right, well, we're going to be running some Indy. We're going to be running some Indy, some Michigan, some Charlotte. We're going to mix it up next week.
Yeah, you shoot me off a schedule and we'll go from there and see what I can get into.
All right. Thank you for spending some time with us, Lloyd.
It was a pleasure racing. Thanks for putting it on. I want to thank Loose Lug Nuts for doing it, or John Hendrick. It was good while it lasted.
All right. Thank you, Lloyd.
Thanks.
All right, so Joel, I've got cameras on 66 of Edward Bray. How's he doing? But that's 78. Got some damage.
Edward was doing okay. I don't think he's gotten involved in anything yet. I know Jason Russo got involved in something, so he's on a backup truck. I'm not sure if Edward is or not. I haven't talked to him in a while. But Edward's a driver. He can work with just about anybody. He uses virtual reality headset, so he can see things that drivers using monitors don't see, and he can stay out of trouble a lot of the time that you won't see the trouble before he will.
All right, now you're talking about monitors. Alan, let's talk about monitors now. I run on 3 monitors. Edward Bray runs on that virtual VR. Joel's on a skinny 19-inch TV, I think.
No, I'm on 4-inch trip monitors.
All right, so Alan, what do you run on?
I run on a 42-inch LG single screen, single monitor. As much as I'd like to have the triple monitors, my budget just doesn't stand for it right now. But my goal actually I'd like to try that virtual reality. That sounds like it would be pretty interesting.
So what do you think the difference would be made? Let's go in-car camera with Edward Bray. And Alan, I want to hear about what you think about the in-car view versus what you have versus what Edward Bray has.
It's a lot different. All you can basically see in my view is from roll bar to roll bar in the front, across the windshield. You really don't see the window nets, you don't see any of that, unless you flip a button, you got your look left and your look right. You really don't see any of the sides. Like James Brown, I've raced on his unit a few times, and he's got the triple monitors, and it's like you can see. Virtual reality is more like having the triple monitors, but then it's also, you can turn your head to even see farther on them.
VR is great, and Alan, I recommend that if you're thinking about VR, set up a demo with Best Buy if you've got one in your area. Some of them they let you set up an appointment to do a demo of it before you actually invest in one, to make sure you don't make you motion sickness or give you claustrophobia.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, well, I drive an 18-wheeler for a living and have for 28 years, so I don't think that would be a problem.
John Hedrick is one of the best painters that I've ever seen. You give him an idea and he'll put it on your truck or car and he'll make it look good. He is if I didn't dabble in painting myself, I would have him painting everything I drive. Now I was driving one of his paint jobs tonight. He put it up on out for us to be able to use it, and I thank him for that. I didn't have a chance to paint one because of some personal problems, and I used one of his tonight.
All right, well, let's try it.
I dabble in painting for myself every now and then.
Let's try it one more time. John, if you got a copy. I know you don't like to be put on the spot, but John, if you got a copy. All right, I was hoping one more time for John Hedrick. One more shout out to John Hedrick. All right, nonetheless, I want to give a big shout out there to John Hedrick with Over the Top Paints and Designs. Unfortunately, John Hedrick out of tonight's race. So we're looking at James O. Brown up there in the front. Ronald Klein sitting in second place. Tristan Beats. Oh my goodness. Now, I want to take a very close look at Tristan Beats, because Tristan Beats, he started out 32nd. Alan, the biggest mover of the night is Tristan Beats.
Yeah, Tristan's doing a good job. He stayed out of trouble, I think, and he's on his original truck, and now he's here up at the front. Now they're gonna be pitting soon, and it'll be a wonder. We'll wonder who pits first and how many pit together.
But you know, they're still tighter than hair in a biscuit, Alan.
Yeah, the front six, you could throw a blanket over the top of them.
Great racing tonight in the 4th annual Talladega. James Brown up there in front. Tristan Beach, Ronald Klein. Alan, talk to me about Ronald Klein. What a show Ronald Klein has been putting on tonight, Alan. Alan, have you got a copy? All right, I do think Alan may have stepped away. Joel Guy, talk to me about Ronald Klein.
Well, Ronald Klein's RTK Motorsports. He's races different leagues, and tonight he's racing with Loose Lug Nuts. He's a good driver. He races fairly aggressive compared to some of the other drivers that are out there, as far as how much he hangs back.
Messi!
He doesn't hang back. He usually tries to get to the front and stay there. And in my opinion, sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. And tonight, I think it's been a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm back there, Scott.
All right, there you are. Alan, thought we had lost you. Now, James Brown, your teammate up there with Cora, is up there on that front line. Is it too early to pick up James Brown?
I'm hoping not. As long as he can keep his nose up there and keep it clean, I think he's got a pretty good shot at this. He told me earlier today that he was going to win this thing tonight.
James Brown doing a pretty awesome job out here tonight. James Brown, Tristan Beats. Tristan Beats trying to lead his first lap of the night.
He's holding to his word.
Now, interesting situation for Tristan Beats, Joel. Right now, he's trying to lead his first laps in battle with James Brown. Tristan Beats running with the 0-1 of 0-0 of James 0-0 Brown. Green flag pit stops falling in, Joel.
Yeah, we have one sliding on pit road. He locked the brakes up trying to slow down. He's in his pit stall. Didn't get into anybody else. We have Tristan Beats in his pit. Jason Russo's in his. And Edward Bray's in his. I think they'll be getting 2 tires and fuel only on these pit stops. I don't think they'll go for 4. Yeah, Tristan Beats is out with 2 tires and fuel. Jason is. Edward is. And the 19 got in his pit and got out. I'm not sure if he didn't just take fuel since he had slid sideways. Looks like Ronald Klein's in the lead of the ones coming off of pit road. He pitted with them as well. And we have the 58 also pitted in that group of drivers as well. They're trying to get up to speed. Tristan's on the back of Ronald Klein, pushing him as hard as he can to try to break away and catch up to and get a break between the group that they had pitted with to try to make their own pack. You got Travis Browder, and then we're fixing to go in pit road next in just a few minutes, according to radio traffic I'm monitoring.
Yeah, here comes the leaders. The 00, the 21.
You got Ronald Klein, Tristan Beats, and Ben Gears hooked up into a 3-car draft now, trying to pull away from the rest of them that pitted at the same time they did. But Jason Russo's back there with Edward trying to catch up to them, which I'm sure they will.
Ooh, James Brown must have had a little bit of a penalty. He had a long pit stop.
Okay, Tristan Beast has come around Ronald Klein. Jason and Ed's called up to him, and they're trying to get around him as well. Cars are staying down in low line. They're having to split them, so this is getting to be a tricky maneuver, but it looks like they got through it okay.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened with James Brown there, but he spent a whole lot of time on pit road. I see him skip his pit just a little bit, and he had to back up, but that shouldn't have...
Yeah, it looks like Everett Lane is back in the lead now with Travis Browder in second place, according to my screen, but I might be off on that.
Nope, that's what I'm seeing too. We got the 75, and then the 211, and then the 19. James Brown back in 15th position, 16 seconds off of the leader. So I'm not sure exactly what happened to him.
I don't know either. Well, 01 is fixing to pit now, so I don't know who's going in pits with him, but he's going to go into pit road now, so he was running longer distance than other drivers before he pitted.
But you know what's interesting here is even with Tristan Beats out there on that front line, you know, the caution still could come out. So we haven't talked about one thing tonight, Alan. Tire wear. So right now, take us through if we go green flag racing, because you know this isn't Phoenix. So how are the tires going to hold up, Alan?
Oh, the tires will do just fine. I'm sure that James got at least left when he pitted that time. And the tires don't wear here as much on a 2.66 mile track as they would on when you're full blast and pretty much going straight the whole time, to where you're on a track like Homestead or Charlotte where you're constantly in a turn. So the tires will do just fine, and everybody should have enough fuel to go the distance from here. So we should be good to go if we don't have a caution.
Now, Joel, do you agree with that about the tire wear?
Definitely, I agree about the tire wear. You could actually go into pit road and just get fuel and make a couple of seconds up if you didn't have to take on a full tank of fuel to make it to the end of the race, and make some time up on pit road by doing that, because tire wear is not critical at the super speedways. The only reason they take 2 tires, other than it gives them a little bit of grip, is that it takes as long to take 2 tires as it does a full load of fuel. So they get 2 tires to help them going off of pit road to get more bite, but going into that first turn on the apron, so that they don't spin out.
Now, one driver we have not talked about tonight is the number 9 of Pat Mercier. Now, he's got a lot of buddies down there in Louisiana. Coincidence, I was born in Louisiana, believe it or not. Got migrated up here to Illinois. Oh my God, shaking my head. But Pat Richey in the number 9, he's in 3rd position onto the rear end of the number 14, side by side with Edward Bray. All right, wow. Talk to me about Edward.
Looks like Jason's got the lead now. Edwards in second, so it's KMA at the front, pushing on, and Everett Lane's pushing them up. There we go.
I'm sure James Brown is taking a big sigh of relief there to get caught up with the bunch.
Alright.
Tough break for Pat Richey. And Brian Treble narrowly avoiding it, but Pat Richey taking a wipe out.
Yeah, Pat took a wipe out, but also Pat got into the left rear of Jason. That sent him down into the 76 and then back up into the wall head on.
No, I tell you what, we had a great green flag run there. That'll bring out our 6th caution of the night. So Edward Bray out there on that front line, followed by Everett Lane. Now, Everett Lane, if you remember right, Everett Lane qualified out there tonight on the 1st place position. So Everett Lane, Ronald Klein in a very good position. So Joel, right now, are we talking Ronald Klein going into pit row? I don't know. Do you agree with that or not? So what's your strategy, Joel?
I think that Edward Bray's a setting duck. All the KMA drivers, well, Big Gear's still in it. Tristan Beats is still in it, but they're back somewhat distance. I think Edward Bray's kind of a sitting duck out front. Everett Lane will push him till the last lap, and then he's going to try his best to get around him. I know that for a fact.
Well, I tell you what, we've had 6 cautions out here tonight. Right now, we are at lap 90 of 100. So, Alan, do you think we have seen the end of our cautions tonight?
I think so, probably. I think we'll see one more, possibly on the last lap. A couple of them are going to get together, but it's not going to bring out a caution because it'll be the last lap.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see another big caution, Scott. But I think I'm like Alan. I think that two drivers are going to get together on the last lap or the next to the last lap, and they're going to cause some damage. But hopefully they won't stay on the track and bring out a caution.
So then again, in third place, we've got Ronald Klein. Ronald Klein doing a very good job out here tonight. Ronald Klein in the number 76. How about it, Ronald? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir, Scott, go ahead.
All right, so good night, bad night.
It was a good night. Teammates had some problems, and we caught a little bit of that wreck right there. So I don't know if we're going to be able to hold on to even a third place position, but it's been fun. Love coming out here for these special events. Thanks to KMA for putting it on. Thanks to Loose Lug Nuts and Over the Top Paints and Designs. Good overall.
So Joel, you had a few questions for Ronald. Take it away.
Okay, Ronald, who you gonna help get to across the line if you can't make it yourself?
I prefer the outside lane. If I can get to the outside lane, whoever's up there, that's who I'll be pushing on. But these things are crazy, especially when they get down to the end. Gonna try to push Edward and just hope for the best.
I hear that. Well, good luck, and we'll talk to you after the race.
So, no, not yet. So, Ronald, we've really been discussing about taking these special events off of the Speedway. Because tonight we're on 6 cautions, but like last night, we had 1 caution for the 100-lap race at Homestead. So, I just want to get your personal opinion. So, as on a special event race, would you rather see 150 laps of Homestead versus 100 laps of Talladega? What would be your preference?
I feel that the super speedways kind of has a lot of luck involved, and obviously there is some skill there with the pit stops if we get green flag pit stops and whatnot, but you kind of control your own destiny a little more on other tracks. That's why, I sponsored a race with KMA and we did Darlington. I would actually prefer to go to a track where you kind of control your own fate a little better. Out here on these super speedways, it just seems to be, you can be running up front, you can be running in the middle, you can be running back. It doesn't matter, and you can be taken out just like that. I was running up here with the leaders, and unfortunately, somebody got turned. I don't even know who it was, and I got a piece of it. So, I would vote for other than super speedways.
All right, copy that. Now talk to us about the turkey truck.
Yep, this one was done by me, RK Paints and Designs. Really get excited for these special paint jobs and these special races. So sat down in the old paint shop and whipped this thing up. Unfortunately, my teammate Brad Ream had a good paint job for him as well, but these rooms, these special events, they fill up fast, so he didn't make it in time, unfortunately.
So with 10 laps to go, what is on your mind? It appears you're going to be lining up on that inside lane. Is that inside lane where you want to be? Inside, outside? With 10 to go, you're possibly hoping for a caution with about 3 to go, which will freeze that field. Well, you're talking like 7 minutes. So what's on your mind right now?
Get the best restart that I can get Edward Bray out as far as I can. To be honest, I mean, it's no secret. Anybody who watches racing, this is the move that you do. You push the leader out in front. If I can clear that outside lane, I'm gonna duck to the outside and hope that Everett will push me.
All right, copy that. Good luck to you, Ronald Klein.
Copy. Thanks, Sut.
All right, Joel. So what's on your mind right now?
Well, I was just listening in, and I heard the crew chiefs tell all the drivers that I was tracking, bring back the trophy or bring back the steering wheel.
Oh my God! Well, Alan, that kind of scares me. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an all-out shootout dogfight here.
So like seriously, if Alan. Right now, we got Edward Bray, Everett Lane, top lane, lower lane. Where would you want to be with, what, 7 laps to go?
I think Edward Bray, honestly, is a sitting duck. I don't want to be leading right now. I'd like to be back around maybe 6th, 7th, 8th position and get a good run on the outside and, just kind of surprise them all.
Well, I don't know about 6th, 7th, or 8th.
No, I don't think with Edward up front and Everett up front, you don't want to be that far back. Maybe in the 3rd row, but that's as far back as you want to be.
But I tell you what, folks, it has been a great race out here tonight. We've got 6 cautions totaling 21 laps. We are 8 laps out of finishing up.
Well, we're 8 laps out of it, and they're fixing to get a restart and go from there. So we'll see what goes on. Pace car's off. Green flag. Edward and Everett Lane are side by side going into turn 1. Everett's pulled ahead a little bit, but he's not ahead far enough to clear them yet. So they're going to be down the back chute in a minute, back stretch in a minute. Side by side. Everett's clear, so he'll go down. Now Everett and Edward are hooked up with Ronald Klein behind them, so hopefully they're going to keep that inside lane pushed ahead of the outside lane. Of course, the problem is with as many laps as is left to go, they might overheat before they get to the finish line.
That outside line's coming. There, James Brown dipped down to the 3rd truck in line there. He started on the 4th on the outside.
Yeah, but Everett will back off of Everett just enough to keep his truck as cool as he can, and then when that truck gets close by, Everett will stick the nose of that truck all the way up underneath the back end of Everett Lane and push him right on around them.
All right, well, you know, guys, we haven't talked about the overheating. Joe, we're going to go in-car camera with James O. Brown. Talk to us about the overheating situation.
Well, the overheating situation is we got a caution coming out.
And there's James Brown up there in the 2nd spot now when the caution came out.
Oh, no, that's not going to freeze this field, though, right?
I think it will. Lap 96, they won't pick up the pace car until after lap 97.
No, that would not be a good ending to tonight's race. All right, well, I tell you what, while we get things sorted out, we're going to go into one more 4x4 commercial, and then we'll be back with driver interviews. All right, we are back, and wow, we're not sure what's going on yet, but we're going to take a chance and talk to a driver interview here with Devin Armstrong. Devin Armstrong right now sitting in a very good spot, but not sure if it's good enough. How about it, Devin? Have you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Devin, you're sitting in 4th place position. Joel, ask the man what needs to be asked.
How are you going to get to the 1st place position, Devin?
I'm going to push the heck out of this 00 if we get to go back racing here.
I hear that. You're going to hook up with him and either push him to the lead, or you're going to jump out and go around him.
Nah, I think I'm going to push him all the way to the end. If I can make a move at the end, I'll try to make it. But other than that, I really want to finish one of these races. The last few nights I haven't had the best of luck, and I've always like either crashed or something. So I'm trying to just finish this one.
You got a lot. You got a lot of traffic in front of you, though, Devin. What do you think?
I'm just gonna go hammer down and just push that 00 till he gets clear, and then I'm gonna go with him.
All right, just remember, Devin, that just because he's clear, don't follow him down unless you know you're clear.
Yeah, 10-4, I got you.
All right, Devin Armstrong sitting in 4th position. I do want to get in one very special interview tonight. We are looking for Travis Browder. Travis Browder, always a favorite interview. How about it, Travis? Have we got a copy?
Hey, Scott.
Well, hey, Gilligan. How you doing?
All right, I'm hanging. Hopefully, we'll see if it's over or not. We'll see, because we're fixing to get to the line here.
Well, you know Travis Browder. You got some damage on that pedigree, number 51.
Yeah, I'm in the top 10, so we'll take 9th place.
But you sound a little disappointed. Why is that?
We're a little heavy on the cautions tonight, but it is what it is, so we'll get them next time.
But you know, Travis, scoring a top 10, that means you completed in the top 25%. What do you think?
Absolutely. I'll take it.
All right, now, Travis, pace car's in. Good luck to you.
Thanks, Scott.
Take it away, Joel.
Let me get back on the screen to watch it. Looks like they crashed under caution again, so
no.
That's going to delay the start, and I don't think we're going to get another restart.
All right, now we're going to back that up. Now
I think that's going to be the end of it, Scott.
We got the number 22, and that's going to wrap it up.
Yeah, that's going to wrap it up. It's going to end under caution.
All right, well, talk to us about that caution right now, because I am seeing the number 29 of Danny Rudy completely clear cross track into the number 22.
I didn't see it, Scott. I just heard it on the scanner that I'm monitoring from other drivers that are in the race. That they said they were wrecking under caution. That's why I called it out. But it looks like that, somebody run into the back of somebody.
We are backing it up, and it was the number 29 of Danny Rudy and the number 72 of Ivan Garcia. And we have got a little bit of contact. Oh, wow. The number 22 across the nose. And, wow. What a bummer for an end of tonight's race.
Yeah, that is really a bummer. I was kind of getting excited when the 4th place guy there said he was going to get up behind the 00 and push him. But I guess he's going to have to settle for a 2nd tonight.
Oh, well, that gives us a chance to talk to some of these drivers out here tonight. And one of the drivers I want to talk to is one of the loose lug nut drivers, Billy Wise, but he's unfortunately muted out. So we're going to talk to David Johnson. How about it, David Johnson? Have you got a copy? David Johnson, have you got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
Man, what a bummer for tonight's race. A couple of drivers getting into one another. Wow. Talk to me about your race tonight.
We got a little off strategy, and the cautions didn't really fall our way, but we got the lucky dog at the previous caution and made our way back to the lead lap.
All right, well, I tell you what, you're looking pretty sharp out there in the number 34 loose lug nuts. Talk to us a little bit about your association with the number 34 and loose lug nuts.
Well, actually, the 34 is just for this race. Normally, I'm the 00.
Ooh, James Brown got the 00. All right, talk to us about loose lug nuts.
It's a pretty good league. I mean, we had a lot of fun, a lot of respect amongst all the drivers, and I just enjoy racing it.
All right, well, you will finish up tonight in 13th position. And what was the atmosphere down on that track tonight?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What was the atmosphere down on the track?
I can't hear you over everybody else talking.
All right, copy that. Good luck to you, David.
I appreciate it.
All right, so Joel, wow, what an ending. Take over, Joel.
Well, we had a good race tonight. What a great race. It was a good race. We got some green flag laps in. Heavy on cautions. Wish it hadn't have been heavy on cautions. The last caution, the one with the 29 and the 11 and the 22, 111 and the 22, was a net code issue. I went back and looked at the replay, and 29 just turned sideways in front of the 111. So that either he had a hardware failure that caused that, or net code thought that the two drivers were together and spun the 29 into the 111.
So we're looking at Tristan Beats sitting back in third place.
Yeah, Tristan's in third. James O. Brown's in second, and Edward Bray won it.
All right, Alan, we're going to pull Tristan down. Talk to Tristan, Alan.
Hey, Tristan Beats, you got a copy?
What's going on?
Hey, not too much. Pulled out of the third place finish there tonight. How you feeling about that?
Feeling pretty good. Kind of sad that we weren't able to keep going. I was going to really try and push for that win, but that caution coming out, it kind of blocked me into third and didn't give me a chance to get any further up in this pack.
Yeah, I was kind of getting excited there for you guys, you know, getting up there. You said before, or somebody said that they were going to push the 00 up there, and I was kind of rooting for him, but second place finish, good night for him as well.
Tristan Beats doing an awesome job tonight. Kicking ass out here. Tristan, how'd you feel about that last caution?
When I saw it happening in front of me, I was just thinking, please don't, please don't, please don't. And of course they did, and then a caution came out, and we have to finish this race under caution, which just is never any fun.
Well, I tell you what, Tristan Beats, you did a great job. You led one lap tonight. Tell us about your Thanksgiving.
It's pretty good. Some family came out from out of state, and we enjoyed the weekend together. Not much other than that happened this Thanksgiving, but all around it's pretty good. Ate a lot of food, had a lot of turkey.
All right, sounds like a lot of fun. All right, Joel Guy, Dr. James O.O. Brown.
James, you got a copy on me?
I do, Joel. Thank you.
Tell us how your race went tonight and how you managed to get second place.
Well, I just stayed persistent. I had good teammates around me tonight with John Pansula and Everett Lane, and I made a horrible mistake on my last pit stop, and I got caught speeding, so I thought I was going to be finishing towards the back tonight, and as luck would have it, I found myself in second. Would have loved to race Ed for the win under green, but I'll settle for second.
I hear that. We figured when you dropped 16 seconds behind the lead that you must have got caught by the pit road cops for something.
Yeah, I ended up locking it up just a little bit, and that screwed me up.
All right. Well, congratulations on second place. Alan, you got anything you want to ask James?
Yeah, James, congratulations there. Talk to us about Cora.
Championship Online Racing Association. We will be hopefully starting up this winter back with our Sunday Money series. And we are big supporters of PAD, KMA, and Max Mount.
10-4. Well, again, congratulations on your second place finish. That was a good one. I've been telling these guys all night you're hungry, and you had that look in your eye earlier that you were going to win this one.
I wanted to give it a shot anyway, yeah. But appreciate what KMA does, man. We all here at Cora support KMA and what Scott does, and all the guys over here, Eddie and Joel, and I don't know who all he has working for him, but it's a great outfit, great organization, and Cora supports KMA.
All right, thank you, James Brown. All right, Edward Bray. Wow, what a night tonight. Edward Bray, talk to us about your night. Man, you are the man of the hour.
Hey, how's it going, Scott? Worked my way from the back up to the front. A lot of patience, just watching out for anything that was, might cause a caution. Got lucky on one, so great win. Unfortunately, in the caution, it was like a Ford racing Everett to the finish, and it just didn't happen.
But we talked a whole lot about egos out here because you had like 4 or 5 teams out here. Now, I am very proud of you because you're my #1 admin, and I must say, Saturday Night Live, I must say, but all egos aside, wow, you won. So how the hell did you do it? Because you made me proud. How'd you do it?
A couple of us were trying to work together. I had Jason that helped push me to the front on the outside, and thought he was going to get me a little farther out where we were going to be able to drop down together. Problem was that he sort of got me a little sideways, and I had to go down there anyways without him. So a big shout out to Jason for helping me, get me up to the front. That helped out a lot. So we had a lot, some different teamwork strategies that were going on, and that just helped out a little bit. And then we had that one last caution with 4 to go. So it's unfortunate for that.
All right, now I do want to mention one thing. You are a strong member of Bikers Against Child Abuse. Can you give us a plug about that?
Yeah, Bikers Against Child Abuse. It's a bike organization that's across the nation that supports all children that, depending on what kind of abuse that they've gone through. The bikers help boost their egos and gives them moral support. Escorts them to court hearings so they know that they're not alone, and they have bikers that actually will stand up for them and help them move along with the healing process.
All right, I thank you for your time. And Joel, anything else?
I just want to congratulate Edward on his win and keeping his cool tonight and making it to the front and not getting involved in all the stuff that everybody else did.
Thanks, Joe.
Edward Bray taking some fun tonight. So good job to Edward Bray. And Joe Guy, I want to thank you for your time tonight. So, man, what a night tonight.
Definitely was an interesting night tonight, Scott. We had quite a few cautions. Not the type racing that we like to see, but it is what it is. that's restrictor plate drafting racing. You get some nights you get a good race in and a very few cautions, and other nights you get just covered up in cautions. And that's Talladega and Daytona are famous for it, and there's not a whole lot we can do to change it.
All right, I think it's your time. We will shove those races inside. We are out of here. We are KWTV. We are out of here.
Connected. Go to my racing screens.
There's a button in there, Joel, that you can click on to tell it to run the iRacing. It'll talk on iRacing in the background.
Okay. I will go in and check on that and see if I can get it working, because I would love to be able to use voice attack for admin duties versus using it to